Hi everybody. I want to make another video for you all tonight. I'm sorry I don't have my nightlight in front of the angle that I, view with this camera when I'm talking. I'll try to see about, um, either grabbing another nightlight. Maybe I have another one somewhere, I'm not sure. And I'll try to set it up so that when I record, it's not just black and boring. But as I said in other videos, I really do like to record at night when it's quieter, everything's settled down. So, I'm not sure what to do on that. I'll just think about it. But thank you for being patient while I try to figure it all out. Um, there was a couple topics I wanted to talk about, and I don't know how much time I will have on this video. If I get cut off, just bear with me. I'll try to make a second part to the video tomorrow. I'm uploading some videos right now, and my internet has been so slow, you guys. I signed up for a faster speed. I have a new Comcast modem. I think it's just my phone is not picking up the signal very well from the modem for who knows what reason. And that's something I'm still working on figuring out, and it's very frustrating, but I'll get it figured out here eventually. And anyhow, I'm sorry about that, you guys, but I'm still working on that. And what else did I want to talk about today? Today I had a better day than I've had in months, maybe even years. I appreciate everyone's prayers for me. I pray for you all in return every day, and for your prayer needs and your families and your friends and your loved ones and everything. Even for your animals and for your enemies, because they need prayers too. And I just wish that I could feel, as good as I felt today. I wish I could feel that way for a while, a long while, and just not have to deal with. I'm sorry, I have a frog in my throat, but I wish I just wouldn't have to deal with, the really bad migraines and different things, but I just trust in God, whatever His will is, that's all I can do. And so what I was going to make this video about is really about having mercy and compassion for others you dislike, or for others that have been, maybe rude to you or hateful. You guys, sometimes we see things through very narrow glasses. I don't know if that's the right saying, but you know what I mean. You see things in your own limited way. You're not seeing the whole picture. And I've found myself doing that time after time at different points throughout my life. And, I've had issues with neighbors that are a good example. I have new neighbors on the side of me that are very loud. They're constantly slamming their doors. I mean, all night. The one man that lives there with his mom, he's up and down all night long, you guys. He goes out and outside and he smokes cigarettes. And then he slams the door when he leaves, and he slams that door when he comes back into his apartment, and it's so loud. And it's annoying. I can hear every time he slams that door. And my roommate can really hear it good because his bedroom is right by their kitchen door. And he always goes out the kitchen door. And, for a long time, I thought, oh, I hate that so bad. And I thought, I really dislike these people. How rude are they? And I thought, oh God, I wish you would just force them to move out and go somewhere else, because they're just ruining it for everyone. I don't know if Bonnie, I don't think she can hear. She doesn't have very good hearing, and neither does her roommate. And I don't think they can hear anything. They're on the other side of them. But we can hear it all. And my poor roommate, I think it wakes him up all night long, you guys. And neither of us want to say anything. Neither of us want to cause problems. We don't want to aggravate them. We don't want to aggravate the manager. And, so we've just let it go. And I know we're both so miserable and aggravated with, these people, with this guy slamming that door like that. And, the fact that his mom, who lives with him, isn't like telling him, be quiet. And so I let it make me really hard and bitter and angry. And then the Lord started doing things to humble me. He wanted me to know that it's not okay to be bitter and angry and offended and full of just so much aggravation and anger, at these people. And, there was different things he's done to humble me that just cut to the bone. But then I realized, okay, this is what he's doing. And he wants me to be humble and pray for them. Pray like I was praying for God to soften their heart and to convict them, to let them know, how would you feel if we were slamming our doors, And since I've been praying that way, I have noticed that he's a little bit more quiet. I can still hear him coming and going, but he's a little more quiet, So that's what I mean by allowing God to refine you. I talk about that on a lot of videos. Another example, the people that live across from me are very young, probably early 20s, and they have maybe it's their younger brothers or sisters that live with them. There's a couple of teenagers, and then there's a couple of little kids that are over there. A couple of times there's a crying baby that cries constantly. And they're very loud, coming and going. And for a long time, I let it make me kind of bitter and aggravated, because I could hear them coming and going, and they'd pull up, and I could hear their music. It was so loud. And then I could hear them like turning, when you get out of the car, you click the locks on it to make sure it's locked, and it goes beep, 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 and it was so loud. And this is late at night, you guys, like at midnight. And then we'd hear them laughing and hooping, whooping and hollering and, all that stuff, giggling really late at night. And I thought, oh, what kind of people are these? How inconsiderate can you be? And I got very bitter and hardened and angry. And then the Lord started just really chastising me. He was saying, they're young people, give them a break, pray for them. And so that's what I'm doing. And I feel a peace in my heart now that I told the Lord, I said, forgive me, God. I just, I've been just kind of on edge, with the man next door passing away, not knowing who would be moving next door, if it would be good tenants or not. Because in apartments, you guys, sometimes you get bad tenants next to you and across from you and everything else. And I just haven't felt good. I've had a lot more migraines than usual. And I've just had a lot of stress. And I thought, Lord, I repent, forgive me. Thank you for showing me that I was getting hard and mean and bitter, and that I really needed to let that go, and to have some humility and humbleness, to be humble and to pray for them. So that's what I've been doing. And, I've just been saying, Lord, help me have compassion for other people, because sometimes it's hard, you guys. There's people out there that just like to push your buttons. They like to aggravate. They like to cause drama. And sometimes we have to pray and say, God, soften my heart. Help me to pray for these people. And so that's what I've been doing. And like I said, I feel so much more at peace on the whole situation. And I just feel like that's what God wanted. He didn't want me to go around being bitter and angry and just kind of judgmental, like, oh, there they are again, and thinking, well, what did I expect, because they're young, or what did I expect with this other man, because he lives with his mom, he's 41. See, I can be judgmental, and that's not right. We need to work on that, you guys, all of us. When we see ourselves doing that, we've got to repent and ask God to help us, just overcome that and to stop doing it. And, when we ask God for help, these things don't just magically happen like a computer getting some software downloaded into it. These things happen where we learn from experiences that He brings to humble us, because so often, you guys, we're full of pride and just, arrogance. Like, well, when I was a kid, I wasn't loud like that. Well, sure you were. You just don't remember. If you were a kid and you had a chance to live in any, place with a lot of tenants, like an apartment building, you were probably loud too. You just didn't notice it. You probably had loud friends you talked to and you just didn't notice it. When you're a kid, you don't notice things, you guys. And, if the man that's already 41 and living with his mom, maybe he has mental or physical health issues. So, see, we have to be humble and kind. And I know it's hard. Every single day it's a battle.